Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today on March 21st, 2020. This is going to be a grounding, stable, relaxing practice, which is, I think, exactly what we need during these uncertain times. Many of us have self-isolated. Many of us have had to come back from travel or cancel travel plans, and so there's been a sense of chaos, of course uncertainty, and a level of fear that's sort of buzzing through the entire world currently. And when we operate on that level and when we get immersed in the impressions that we're taking in moment to moment every day through social media and the news, it can become very aggravating to what's known as the Vata dosha. And in Ayurveda, Vata is that combination of air and ether, and those are the lightest elements, and in its sort of balanced state there's this free, fluid, creative, momentous energy that is happening. When it's ungrounded and unstable and unbalanced, it becomes this sense of fear which really wreaks havoc on our nervous systems. And so I wanted to bring you a practice that does the opposite, that moves us back in. And so we'll start in a very contractive posture, the shape of child's pose, Balasana. So I invite you to come down onto your mat. You can bring the knees wide or together. As we surrender to the earth, you can drop forehead to the mat, belly to thighs, and come into this surrendering inward posture that draws the energy back into oneself. So we're doing the opposite of that expansion and seeking out information. And we're going back within, surrendering to the earth to gather that information from that innate knowledge and truth. So as you land here, taking some nice deep belly breaths. Coming into a slower, rhythmic breathing pattern, which is essentially the purpose of today's practice. See if you can start to empty the thoughts, emptying any fear thoughts, any thoughts or worries, just emptying that into the earth. Then coming into an active child's pose, so lifting elbows, tenting the fingers, rolling shoulders down by your sides, and resting forehead back down into the earth. As you lengthen side bodies, extend the arms. You're going to take the hands over to the left, and as you do, stacking right hand on top of left, lowering forehead back down, and see if you can send the breath into the right side body, from the right fingertips into the right hip. And then over to the right as you stack left hand on top of right, lower forehead and head back down. See if you can open this whole left side body from fingertips to hip. And then taking your hands back to center, pressing palms into the earth, rising up to all fours. Stacking your joints so those shoulders go over elbows and hips over knees. And from here, we'll tuck the tailbone under and allow each and every vertebrae to rise to the sky, dropping forehead down. And sweeping in the opposite direction as the tailbone now comes up to the sky, we hammock the spine and bring the chest and throat forward. moving through this cat-cow with your own breath rhythm for a few cycles. Last time in each direction. We'll take the head and hips to one side as you open up the opposite and switching sides. Doing that once more on either side. As we start to create these pockets of opening and sending our breath there, which helps to clear the pathways, clear the energy, let go of any excess noise happening and allowing that focus to come inwards. We'll come back to center. We'll bring the right hip towards the right wrist. And then from there, take that right hip back to right heel. Scoop over to the left heel and over to the left wrist. We start to create some full circles here, moving as large or small as feels good for you. Of course, we're in our home practice, so really feel and allow yourself the freedom to move in a way that feels right. Once you come back down, we're going to switch direction, moving up to the right wrist, over to the left. Wonderful. As we rise up, we'll come back to all fours. Let's curl those toes under, root the hands down, spread the fingers wide. Nice solid foundation. From that foundation, we keep a nice deep bend in the knees, bring the chest towards the thighs. Adjust your feet as you need to. And then lengthen out the left leg, deep bend into the right. Chest comes towards that thigh. We'll switch sides. As you bend deep into one, you lengthen the opposite leg. We'll do that a couple more times either side. We'll take a nice deep bend into the right knee. And then take the left heel back, pivoting onto that foot as we send the knees to the left. So I've still got a deep bend into the right knee. Left leg is straight, but my hips are dipping down over to the right side. We'll come back through center, deep bend into the left knee. Take that right heel back, both knees to the right. We'll do that once more either side. Wonderful. We'll come back to center. We'll float ourselves forward towards a high plank. And from high plank, nice deep bend in the knees, send us back towards that deep knee bend downward dog. And then we rise back up, floating forward into that high plank, and then back into that downward dog. Last time. Great. Coming into downward dog and walking the feet so the heels can come towards the earth. We'll take the right leg high, so three-legged dog. Taking a deep bend into the right knee, we're going to hug the knee into the chest. Forehead comes towards the knee. The inhale takes that back up. And the exhale brings it in together. Last time, nice three-legged dog. Outstretch that right leg. Hug in, look forward. Step the right foot through, lower the left knee down. Coming into a runner's lunge, we bring the hard throat forward. Roll the shoulders back and down. And then taking the left hand down onto your mat or a block, reaching the right arm up and open into your lunge twist. See if you can take that right hand, reach under the left ribs and roll back open, extending that right arm back up. Just a little assist to further the twist. Take that right arm forward, framing that front foot with your hands and outstretching the right leg. Toes come to the sky into this half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. You can walk the hands forward. You can dip the chest towards the thigh. You can even heel toe the right leg a little further forward, deepening, getting a little closer to that splits. Finding that even, steady breath again. Your next inhale, coming forward into your low lunge. Hug the hips to the midline, rise up. Take the arms to frame the ears into your Anjaneyasana. Engaging the inner thighs, squeezing them to center. Rooting the right foot down. With the exhale, we'll come into those goddess arms where we open elbows wide. Further the heart opening. Exhale, reach the arms down to frame that front foot and step the right knee to meet the left. We'll come into a half plank so that nice strong upper body, core is engaged so the lower back is fully supported. Exhale, we lower all the way down, Chaturanga Dandasana. And then inhale into our Bhujangasana Cobra. The exhale brings us back down. The inhale takes us back up to downward facing dog. We'll take 3 cycles of breath here. Wonderful. With the inhale, we'll take the left leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, we bring the knee into the chest, forehead to knee. Inhale, we send away. Exhale, we hug in. Last time. And as we hug in, we look forward, step the left foot through, lower the back knee down. Take the right hand down and reach the left arm up and open, finding your twist. And again, you can assist the twist by wrapping that left hand around to the right ribs, rolling them open, and once again extending the left arm up to the sky. Finding that even, steady breath. We'll reach that left arm forward. Lengthen the left leg now, toes to the sky, chest to the thigh. And again, you can shimmy that left leg a little further forward if you like. With your next inhale, we come forward. We hug the outer hips into the midline to steady ourselves to rise up. Extending arms to frame the ears into Anjaneyasana. Come back to that even, steady breath. With the exhale, we release the arms. Stepping the left knee to meet the right once again into that half plank. Exhale, we slowly lower Chaturanga. Inhale into Bhujangasana. And exhale, back down. Rising up with your inhale into your downward facing dog. And taking 3 rounds of breath here. Even, steady breaths. Take the gaze forward and step the feet to the hands, coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Grab opposite elbows and create this goal post. Allow the goal post to further traction the spine, relaxing head and neck. You may want to nod your head yes and no. Sway a little side to side. Releasing the hands from the elbows, bending deep into the knees to root feet into earth. Rise up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Coming up to standing and into mountain pose. Rooting soles of the feet into the earth, pulling energy up through the earth, through the soles of the feet, up through the thighs. Feeling the strength from the earth be that foundation so the spine can lengthen, crown can lift to the skies. We feel this connection to above and below. The inhale will take the arms wide, open up into prayer position. Exhale, prayer hands to heart. Stepping the left foot back and opening the toes, a 45-degree angle. Hips are still facing forward in preparation for Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. You can take the arms wide, high and frame the ears. Deepen into that right lunge, whilst also expressing energy out through the left leg, rooting down through both feet. Facing forward to meet life as it is with an open heart. We exhale, take the arms down by our sides, interlace them behind our backs, and stretch the knuckles away. Keeping that heart open, we gently start to bow. Humble warrior, in whatever way feels best for you, making sure our foundation is solid, allowing the heart to lead. Breathe. We'll take the arms by our sides and root in to rise back up. We're going to pivot the left heel back behind us so we've got an alignment of heels. Hips are now facing forward. We're going to take the arms front and back of mat, reach the right arm forward so we send that left hip back behind us. And as we do, we reach forward and down into Trikonasana triangle pose. We again want to focus on the foundation, the connection to the earth through both feet. And that energy rises up through the thighs, into the muscles surrounding the hips. It is from that strength and stability we feel lightness and expansion in the chest. And we breathe. You can take that left arm overhead, lengthening down the left side body. And reaching that left arm down, pivoting the right foot in and coming into your wide-legged forward fold. Emptying the thoughts from the crown of the head, emptying any fear or worry, uncertainty, and allowing that to be recycled back through the earth as we surrender to this moment. Come up to a flat back and walk the hands forward. Bringing the left hand to center just below the nose. Right hand can come to right hip as we stretch the tailbone back. Bring the back of the knees behind us. We reach the heart forward to the right as we come into a twist. Option to extend the right arm up, stacking shoulders on top of one another. We'll lower that right hand back down. Pivot the hands to the right as we pivot the feet to the top of the mat and find a lunge. Squeezing inner thighs to midline once again as we now rise up into our crescent lunge. Taking the arms to frame the ears and sinking the hips a little deeper. Lengthening the back leg. Breathe. That back heel is stacked over the ankle. With the exhale, we release the arms and slowly start to step that back foot forward, enough that we can flatten the foot, both feet rooted down. We're going to take the right hand to the right hip. We're going to secure this hip so it doesn't want to sneak forward or back. We're going to take the left arm high. Reach up with the inhale and forward with a flat back, keeping the hips steady. Exhale, release the left hand down. To start, you can keep this left hand just parallel to the right foot. Keeping that right hip back, left hip forward slightly to square them off. And from here, we can start to rotate the upper body towards the right, finding a twist. This is revolved triangle. Option to reach that right arm up and open, stacking shoulders. Beautiful. We'll take that right arm down to frame the front foot now. Forward folding into Parsvuttanasana, that forward fold. And from here, we're going to walk the hands forward and just finding a scissor splits as my head reaches into the plant. Take that left leg high, and then exhale, lower the left leg to meet the right. We're going to come into a flat back half lift. Take the arms by our sides and rise all the way back up, taking prayer hands above. Exhale, prayer hands to heart. Wonderful. We're going to step that right foot back now, coming into our warrior one on this side. So again, we want to root the energy down through the back leg and deepen into the lunge in the front. From here, we extend the arms to frame the ears, deepening the hips to the earth, relaxing shoulders from ears, and facing forward to meet life as it is with an open heart. The exhale takes the arms down as we interlace once again. Opening heart. You can stay here and this may feel beautiful just as it is, or you can start to bow from the heart, coming into that humble warrior, rooting both front and back foot into the earth, lengthening the spine, and following your breath. Releasing the arms to root the feet in to rise all the way up. And now we'll pivot that right heel back. So from here, we align the heels, bring the hips and heart to face forward, and we open the arms front and back. We now reach the left arm forward, send the right hip to the back of the mat, and from here, cartwheel the arms into your Trikonasana, triangle pose. Rooting feet in, feeling the strength of the earth rise up through the feet into the legs, wrapping around the muscles of the hips, hugging into center, and finding the freedom from the foundation to open up through the upper body. We'll take that right arm overhead. And from here, we sweep the right arm all the way down, pivot the left foot in, and come into your wide-legged forward fold. You may need to widen the legs to allow the head to come down towards the earth. Once again, emptying any fearful or worrisome thoughts to be recycled by the earth. From here, we come out in a half lift, walking the right hand beneath the face, left hand to left hip. Is with a flat back, we open to the left side. Lowering the left hand down and walking the hands to the left, pivoting the feet to the top of the mat. Coming into our lunge. Hugging outer thighs, outer hips into the midline so we can root to rise up. Framing those ears with the arms. Sinking the hips towards the earth. Stretching the right leg back behind us, rooting the feet into the ground. With the exhale, we release the arms, slowly start to walk that right foot forward. Lengthening legs, heels down. Now the left hand of the left hip steadies this side. We reach the right arm up and forward, hinging from the hip to the flat back. Lowering the right hand down. And that can be parallel with the left foot. I'm going to take that left hip back slightly, right hip forward, nice squaring off of the hips. And then option 2, reach that left arm up to the sky into a revolved triangle. From here, we lower the left hand back down, framing that front foot or walking the hands forward. As we lower the chest towards the thigh, coming into full pyramid pose, Parsva Uttanasana. We start to walk the hands forward enough that we can now extend the right leg into scissor splits, forward fold, and then lowering the right foot to meet the left. I'm going to walk myself back just so I'm not head into plant. We'll come into a half lift, and then from the rootedness of the feet, we push in, rise up, extending arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart, prayer position. Pause here for 3 rounds of breath as we connect the thumbs to the sternum, to our spiritual heart center. And from that heart center, we hinge from the hips, bowing forward, surrendering to the earth. Inhale, we halfway lift. Exhale, we bow. Plant the hands down, step back to downward facing dog, and take your 3 rounds of breath here, relaxing the back of the neck, lengthening arms, rolling shoulders by your sides to broaden the back of the heart. We're going to take the knees down, shins down, into all fours. Open the knees wide, bring big toes together, sit back into Balasana Child's Pose as you relax forehead onto the earth. Take those hands back towards the knees. Bring the knees together, swing them to your sides, and make your way onto your backs. Coming all the way down, and as you do, bring your knees in towards your chest. Into little boat pose. We can rock a little side to side or forward and back. We'll keep that right side hugged in as we extend the left leg long. Pressing right thigh into chest and extending left heel away from you. And we'll switch sides as we come into Apanasana on this side, hugging left thigh in and extending right heel away. From here, we'll bend the knees, plant both feet onto the earth, but walk them as wide as your mat. We'll open the arms out to our sides and allow the knees to windshield wipe side to side. And as you do, you can take the head in the opposite direction of the knees. The next time the knees drop to the left, allow your right arm to come up and over to the back of the mat as you Stretch the knees to the left. You can use your left hand to support that right hip or knee down onto the earth. You can look over to the right and find some even, big, steady breaths to fill this whole right side we're opening up. We'll release the right arm and take the knees back up and over to the opposite side. Now lowering the knees to the right and taking that left arm up and overhead. Looking over to the left and supporting your left hip or right knee with this hand. And once again, finding your breath, filling these spaces you're opening up. Sending love and light and compassion into your cells. And from here, releasing the left arm and allowing the knees to come back up to center. You may want to rock or back into little boat, maybe even happy baby. Move in any way you feel drawn to do. Now when you feel ready, you can begin to walk the legs long down your mat, your arms down by your sides. You can lift and lower the chest to walk the shoulders back behind you and down your back. You can lift your palms to be open to receive. We begin to soften the head, relaxing your forehead, softening and relaxing your brows, relaxing your cheeks, your jaw, feeling that melt down the throat, the neck, all the way down your shoulders, your arms, relaxing into your wrists, and your hands, and out through your fingers. Feeling your front and back body, relaxing, resting deeper into the earth. Loosening any holding or tension we may have in the abdomen. Feeling those deep breaths soften and relax. Down into your hips, your thighs, melting down your legs to your knees, your lower legs, into your ankles, relaxing through your feet and your toes, feeling your entire body soften intuition,